Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are around the world. We're welcoming you today to the App Demo Jam for July 20th, 2017. Today we are going to be covering IT apps on the AppExchange. My name is Jeff Grosse. I'm a Salesforce MVP. I'm joined by a fine gentleman named Joshua Hoskins. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it going, Jeff? Great to be here.
I am glad that you're here as well. And my other friend here, Amanda Nelson from the AppExchange.
Yay, I'm excited to be here too and see these great apps. Thanks, guys.
Exactly. So this is what it's all about today. We are going to be seeing we are going to be seeing 3-minute demos. Yeah, you guys don't get down to 1-minute demos. I'm not going to change the rules on you, but you guys can follow along live out there in the Twitters. You can follow with the hashtag AppDemoJam. We are looking forward to hearing your questions for any of our panelists today. We also want to hear you shouting out to us. So we are happy to be here today, and we are going to be having participants from Aptus, CodeScan, TaskRay, Dell Boomi, and OwnBackup. But before we jump into the whole demo jam, I got to give you some rules. And to get the rules started, Mr. Joshua Hoskins.
Absolutely, Jeff. Not much has changed in this area. So we've got each demo participant will only have 3 minutes to demo their app. There are no slides allowed. Only one winner will be chosen. That will be chosen by the audience during the voting time when Jeff and I go through some announcements. You can only vote, you cannot vote for your company. And we're really excited to have these people here. And we've been doing some setups. So I'm really excited to get the ball rolling, and let's get ready to rumble.
All right. And to start it out, guys, I just want to make sure that the audience is ready for this. When there's a 30-second warning, basically at the 2.5-minute mark, you're going to hear a little bit of this. But when it's time to be done and that 3 minutes is up, we have to unfortunately cut them off with this. But we are about to get started now. So to start us off, we've got Steven from Aptus. These guys are the quote-to-cash and contract lifecycle management technology company that you guys are probably familiar with from everywhere in the ecosystem. Steven's going to be showing us today the Aptus Innovative Virtual Assistant. They call him Max. He's going to help business create optimal deals, configure solutions, prepare quotes, update contracts, manage discounting and pricing, as well as so many other user functions that are going to go on. So Mr. Steven Coulange, are you ready today?
I am ready.
Absolutely. Let's get started, sir.
All right, so today I'm going to be using Skype in order to communicate with our virtual assistant, Max, to help me with the contract management process. So all I need to do to get started is just use one of my prompts, such as Max, and Max is ready to communicate. So let's see if Max can help me in the agreement creation process. And I'm going to ask Max to create this agreement with this specific company. Automatically, Max will know that I only have access on my profile to 3 types of agreement creation. So I can either type NDA or just one for NDA. Also, Max realizes that there is no JKL Corp and can help me in creating that entry inside of Salesforce. So here I'm just entering the address here for the JKL Corp. And with a split second, you can see that Max has already created that entry. We're going to click on the link. We are using Salesforce Enlightening, and we can see now that JKL Corp has been created by Max. So we can see JKL Corp here. And if I click on my details, we can even see that address that I added, the 123 Main Street. So now that we have the account created, Max is going to ask me who is the person that I would like to use to send this agreement to. So Diego Francis, when do I want the agreement to start? I can either type the date, or Max also understands prompts like today. And then what we'd like to call this agreement. So now I'm just going to keep it simple, JKL NDA. And within a few seconds now, Max is looking for the right template and creating an entry inside of Aptus. And now we can see the link. I can click on it. It's going to take me to our agreement record, the NDA that we just created. And we're going to be able to see now all of this information, the fact that we created this JKL NDA with Diego Francis with today's start date. And when I click on my related list, I can actually see the PDF that Max has created for us right now, as you can see right now. So thank you very much, Max. I can just say anything else, no. But what else can Max do? So let me wake Max up one more time. Let's see if Max can help me with searching for into my repository. So now I'm going to let Max know that I'm looking for an NDA with this company called Steve Corp. And let's see what Max tells me. Automatically says, yes, I can help you. Which contract are you looking for? I'm going to say, I am looking for an NDA with Steve Corp. And Max will let me know that there are two NDAs. Which one would I like? I'm going to say the master NDA. And then right there is going to show me where it is. And I can click on it to go inside of Aptus. The last thing I'm going to ask Max is to help me with status update. So can you show me the status of Steve NDA? And within a few seconds, Max is going to show me that it's in signature. Anything else? Yes, I can add notes to the opportunity. What kind of notes do I want to add to the opportunity? And Max is actually going to help me add notes. And I can say, for example, Max, go ahead and say awaiting signature.
All right. Well,
thank you for your time.
Yeah, fantastic. I've never seen that done before, and that was pretty impressive. So I'm noticing a number of things. One is you're integrating to Skype, which is a huge business tool that so many companies use already. You're able to do that to, I mean, there's so many different things that we saw in there. By just typing natural language, it understands what it is you're looking to do and brings you back that information. That is super powerful. I like that I saw it here, pulling in together so many of those different documents, helping you update the status of things, update the notes, everything like that. Really good stuff. Hey, Amanda, I'm going to throw it over to you to see what we've got for an audience question.
Yeah, that was a great demo. The question is, does Max or the virtual assistant AI work in multiple languages?
Yes, so it's just whatever languages that Salesforce support, we can actually program Max to support the same languages too. So we're only limited by Salesforce languages.
And that's actually a pretty high number, so that's awesome. Good job on the demo there. I like it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We are going to move on to number 2. And number 2 today, we've got CodeScan, which is a Village Chief product that's a complete code quality suite for Salesforce code. CodeScan helps you reduce the complexity by measuring the quality. It defines bugs, allows custom rules, and ultimately increases maintainability and reducing the total cost of ownership of your Salesforce org. I'm really interested to see this because this sounds like an amazing tool. And to show us that tool today, I've got Ben Van Klinken with us. Ben, are you ready to give it a shot? Let's see what you got.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
So having a clean and tidy workspace is good for productivity in any job. And as a software developer, working with legible and clean, bug-free code makes me and my client happy. So what I want to show you today is a tool which helps Apex, Visualforce, and Lightning developers write better code. CodeScan is a plugin which allows developers to track their code quality with a rich visual interface. Here's an example of a project output. We can see the number of bugs and vulnerabilities and track technical debt, code coverage, and application, as well as see how our project has progressed or regressed over since the previous version. There's also lots of metrics to help you understand your project, like code complexity. From the codes, here's an example of a, Here's an example of a project output. We can see, from the screen, the project screen, we can also drill down to see lists of bugs. And CodeScan has over 200 checks for issues in your code. And you can see here some of the bugs identified. For example, do not hard code Salesforce IDs. This can, of course, cause major headaches when you deploy it into production. Some data to itself. This is clearly a bug which you'd want to fix.
Ben, we're losing your audio there.
In addition to coding errors,
all right, keep on going. Keep on going.
Try and talk a bit. Yep. Yeah. So we have a call out here. So it's making a call out to non-encrypted websites. And here's another rule which identifies a serious issue where we're taking a parameter from the user interface. Through these issues to your own code, your own rules. These are all issues which are common problems and are compounded by large development teams. The problem is that the issues aren't easy to identify. CodeScan is a powerful automation tool. It helps you maintain your Salesforce projects, release clean, bug-free code, and just maybe make you and your client a little happier. Thank you.
All right, I just so that everybody is aware, I did give a few extra seconds because of the audio issues that we had there. So I don't think it's given anybody an unfair advantage here. Unfortunately, we had those issues, but what we did see was fantastic stuff. So I like that. And I was first off impressed by seeing the dashboard and being able to understand exactly where all of your code is today, being able to drill specifically into the line level where these things are coming at and what to do with them. This is stuff, I got to be honest, because of the fact that I am not a developer myself, I would definitely not live in this product, but it's absolutely helpful. And we all know how important it is to maintain code quality so that you can have a easy to maintain environment so that everybody can go on using Salesforce with less issues. So thank you so much for that. Amanda, I'm going to turn it over to you to see what we got for an audience question.
Sure. Okay, so the audience question is, you showed a lot about protecting and making sure your code is set up the best way possible. How does CodeScan make it fun? How does CodeScan make coding fun?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're by having clean code, I think developers really work better in their coding environment, and that helps when you have a clean environment. You have less bugs, and when the less bugs go into production, you don't have your boss breathing down your neck. You don't have your client breathing down your neck, and I don't know. That just makes life so much better for me as a developer.
Yeah, you get to move on to more important things. So that's great. Thank you so much for the demo today, Ben. Good job. I am going to turn it over to Mr. Joshua Hoskins for our next contestant.
All right, thanks a lot, Jeff. Next up, we've got Dell Boomi. So Saul's the tech evangelist, and he's joining us to show us a little bit about Dell Boomi and Boomi Workflow, which is formerly Manyhoo. Boomi's drag and drop workflow solution, which is low-code, cloud-based, and it's an application development platform, allows you to design very easy processes that engage your employees and your workers wherever they may be or on whatever device. And so, Saul, I'm ready to see this stuff. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
All right, over to you, buddy.
Great, let's go. So big difference here. I am showing you a platform that allows you to build workflow apps, which could be anything from partner onboarding to, in this case, dynamic case management. So what we're going to see is an example of what you can build with our workflow app, and all of this can be done without writing code. So I'm going to dive right into things. First thing I'm going to do is I've pre-populated a tech support page with a support request. I'll go ahead and hit submit on that. Going backwards a step here, what we're going to see is this is in fact a dynamic page. So I can provide a workflow that is going to work my users through a troubleshooting series of steps before allowing them to actually create that case. Now, once I do let them create that case, we will go ahead and create the case and the contact here inside of Salesforce. So we'll do a quick search for that. As that's coming up, I'm going to go backwards a step and show you that dynamic support page. Here's the page definition and the page conditions that allow us to create the dynamic capabilities. Again, no code at all for creating that. Here in Salesforce, I'm going to talk like an auctioneer here. I'm trying to get through this very quickly. We can see that we created our demo jam customer, and we created an associated case for them. And on the right, what we're seeing is my workflow versus the previous example where it was a standalone web page. It's now a custom Apex page working natively within Salesforce. Here, it's going to guide me through a couple of additional steps. I may need to request client approval. That's going to create a child case for me. I may also need to generate documents, and I want to do this dynamically to save time that my customer may need to e-sign. So what I'll do here is refresh those tabs, and what we should see is that we have created 2 new child cases within our main case. Very quickly, I'll drill into the email approval case, and what we're going to see here is that from the email address that was associated with the contact, we're going to pre-populate that information. So we can read that data from Salesforce, we can drop it wherever we need. Likewise, if I go into the document request case, here we're going to step outside of Salesforce. I need to create a bring your own device plan. That doesn't quite jive with customer support case, but hey, let's go with it. And what we'll see here in a moment is a preview of a PDF that I've created, and we'll see the document name, we'll see the names sprinkled across that. Now, in the interest of time, I'm just going to jump back here very quickly and show you the models of these things. Here is that parent case that we created, and here very quickly is the child's case for email approval. Again, everything that we've seen so far has been built without code. Again, this has been a simple example of one of the workflows that you can build with our Flow product. Last thing I want to make clear, mobile and even offline mobile access is built into the platform and is exactly as easy to manage as the examples that I've shown you so far. And that's it, 3 minutes on Menu.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Saul. You know, you showed a lot in this demo, but one thing that I do like is you're basically surfacing self-service technology out to the customers that, you know, an admin can kind of config for the Visualforce pages and things like that for creating the case. You know, these types of tools are very easy for a lot of people who use Salesforce to be able to customize its self-service, and it allows more flexibility for even senior members of the sort of support team to be able to add and tweak those flows. So the ability that it is inside of a user interface that is drag and drop is also great as well. Thanks a lot for showing us. It's very integrated, and thanks a lot for using the console. It's a great tool for folks in the service industry, in IT as well.
You're very welcome.
All right, Amanda, what question do we have?
All right. The question is, does this also work with other, like can it plug into other APIs or work with other systems?
Absolutely, it's a great question. So the workflow itself is API-based, and it's also part of the Dell Boomi suite, which of course is renowned for integration in our API management capabilities. So when we put all that together, it means that we can create services that will connect to anything, even things like on-premise ERPs. So if you need to create a workflow that, for instance, allows you to work simultaneously with, say, sales orders in SAP and cases inside of Salesforce, it's very easy to do that with the Boomi stack. And again, it's a low-code stack, no coding required.
Awesome. That's a great job. Great job, Sal. Thank you very much. And Jeff, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Joshua. We have got 2 more to go, so don't anybody go anywhere. There's going to be voting afterwards. You guys get to decide who wins the demo jam today. So next up, we have OwnBackup. This is an organization that believes no company operating in the cloud should ever lose any of the data. Ori and Bridget from OwnBackup are telling me that these guys are really high rated on the AppExchange, and they are one of the best backup and recovery solutions out there. They're going to show us today just why Salesforce admins and developers love their product. So without any further ado, Ori and Bridget.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that introduction. Actually, a lot of people don't even realize that they need a backup solution. It's a common misconception that people just think they're covered, but they don't realize that they're actually exposed to user-inflicted data loss, and that it could actually take weeks or even months and thousands of dollars to get your data back in the event of a data loss. Bridget, do we have a good, why don't we pull up our fact sheet on that?
Great idea, Ori. I put it in the Salesforce campaign the other day. Just search for Demo Jam IT campaign.
Demo Jam I
Put
don't
it on there after
actually
we spoke.
see the campaign here. Are you sure?
Yep, no, I put it there the other day. Why don't you try the backup?
Let me go ahead and check the backup. All right, I'm going to go into the backup for that demo environment, and let's just take a look here. I'm actually going to go down to my visual graph, pull up campaigns here. Now, the reason for this is that a lot of times when you have a data loss, you don't actually know what's missing, and this is a really quick way to see what's been deleted. It looks like one campaign was deleted this morning. Does that make sense, Bridget?
Look, I did some cleanup in there this morning, but only the old stuff.
Right before the demo jam?
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. All right, let me just kick off a restore here. Hopefully everything will go smoothly. Now, what's really good about OwnBackup is that when you restore your data, it's not just going to restore the individual campaign. It's actually going to analyze the schema and understand everything that's related to that campaign, whether it's campaign members, or whether that's attachments or the fact sheet that we're looking for here. So what it's doing right now is pre-processing this recovery job, analyzing my schema, and pulling up all of the dependent records. I have one pre-processed here, so that's just taking a second. And what we can see is that it actually does need to recover another 418 campaign members in addition to all this other stuff, and that's probably our missing attachment. So let me go ahead and kick that off. And while that's running, I'll let it run in the background. We have a lot of other tools that can help you identify missing data in the event of a data loss. One of them is Find, and this is great if you actually know what you're looking for. You can actually come right in here, search for anything you want, like Demo Jam or somebody's name, and actually find exactly what that is in any date range. So I can search a specific backup or any actually time frame, and this is going to search for every field on every object in my backups and present it to me in a really nice way. So this is great for compliance scenarios. This is great for archiving. If you're hitting your storage, there's that code of death. You can get it really presented nicely in a way that's easy to find for a variety of different reasons. Now it looks like our restore is almost done here, and we only have about 15 seconds left. So let me jump back into Salesforce. I'm going to search for Demo Jam again.
Thank goodness we had that backup.
And there it is. So in 3 minutes, we're able to find it and get our Demo Jam campaign. Woo! Good thing we had a backup.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Man, guys, that was awesome. I'm glad that it's not always the goat of death, but it was the goat of warning. Let's just put it that way. You know what? What I see out of this, and you guys are really addressing something that is an assumed thing. And yes, while your data is being backed up by Salesforce, it's not the same as having the type of backup that you're talking about here. And exactly what you described. User-based data loss is one of your biggest problems. Not that Salesforce is going to lose the data. It's what are your users doing with it, and the ability that you guys have to get this done in under 3 minutes to find that is really powerful, because I think about the way that Salesforce used to be, where there were far less objects involved in the use of CRM. And now when we think about how much data is in there, how much we depend on everything, whether it be chat or files, whether it be accounts, contacts, cases, everything related to it, even the piece that you showed in there about all of the related records, it is harder to return this data to its original state than anybody really thinks. So fantastic job on the demo today. You got it done right under the wire. The goat didn't have to come and hunt you down. But Miss Amanda, an audience question.
Oh, yes. Before I say that, I did see these guys in a Boston World Tour. They did similar demo. It was awesome, but we were down to the wire to wait on that backup. So this time, because 3 minutes, that's pretty tight. This time they did it, so like I might have been on mute, but I was cheering. I just gotta say that.
The bottom line is it's around 3 minutes every time.
I was going to say,
yes, that's right.
Whether you're on a demo jam or not.
If I'm the one who's going to be restoring this data, I'd give them 5 minutes to get it back. I mean, in real life.
Yeah, we did check in live. We're like, okay, how's it going? But no, it was awesome.
There are rules.
Okay.
There are rules.
There are rules. Okay. So can you talk a little bit about the difference between Salesforce data backup and your data backup?
Yeah, so Salesforce's kind of out-of-the-box backup is actually their own disaster recovery plan. I mean, Salesforce as a SaaS application is responsible for providing 24/7 availability of service. And part of that is making sure that they have backups and other hot sites that if the servers go down, they can fail over and make sure that the application is still up and running. But the backups that they do of the actual data, you know, Salesforce is this massive organization. It has hundreds of thousands of customers running on thousands of different servers in multi-tenant environments. And the backups that they do are actually on tapes. And being able to get data off that, first of all, it's not only retained for about 30 days, I think, but if you need to get your data back from Salesforce in the event of a data loss, it's going to cost you well over $10,000. It's actually a professional services job. And you're going to have to wait at least 30 days for that because they literally have to dig through the tapes to find your data. And then once you actually get your data back, it's in CSV files from, you know, whenever it was deleted. So you still have to take that and figure out how to get it back into Salesforce. So for most companies using Salesforce, that's not a reliable backup solution, or not really kind of an appropriate backup solution. It's really a last resort, and Salesforce really does try their best to advise companies and to push people to third-party solutions like OwnBackup to make sure that they have a real kind of enterprise-grade backup in place.
Yeah, exactly.
For their data.
You need a good insurance policy. So great job. Good job, Ori and Bridget. I'm going to turn it over to Joshua Hoskins for our final today. So everybody stick around for the voting coming up after that.
All right, thanks so much, Jeff. Next up, we've got TaskRay. So when your team is managing all sorts of work from customer onboarding, marketing, campaigns, and then those pesky little back office functions like HR, finance, meeting management, there's just the list can go on. Most people are using spreadsheets and email or those clunky, hard to use tools. So today we've got Darren on the line with us, and he's from TaskRay, and he's going to just show us how he can make that life of project management just a little better. Are you there, Darren?
I am.
All right, over to you. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Thanks. Now, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, people still use spreadsheets to manage their projects. Now, you must use the Force, Salesforce, alongside TaskRay. It's your only hope against poor productivity. TaskRay is your native PM solution built directly onto the Salesforce platform, so it integrates perfectly with all the data you already have within Salesforce. It's intuitive, easy to use, and saves a ton of time. It's also highly configurable and very easy to implement, so it's used for all sorts of projects and processes. Right here, we can build Death Stars, we can onboard our customers very efficiently. Our marketing team uses TaskRay to manage campaigns, internal IT projects, even our own internal development team uses TaskRay to manage the development of TaskRay, which is kind of funny. We can even use it for admin type projects and requests and tasks we need to get done. In fact, Chewy, it looks like we need to vote for TaskRay here today, so you've got to make sure that one gets done. We can drag and drop a task from one stage to the next very quickly, intuitive, very easily. We can even reassign tasks to different people as needed, as well as upload files, links, and attachments to our tasks. We can log hours, track time against tasks and projects, and also collaborate very efficiently via chatter. No need to go back and forward by email or endless meetings you might have that take up a lot of time. So that's the Kanban style visualization. Next, we have the plan view. The plan view is going to be more of an interactive Gantt chart where you can review timelines and update tasks along with automatic cascading deadline dates. So if I move out my great to lighting a little bit, everything else downstream moves along with it automatically. I don't have to manually adjust all those dates out. So that saves a lot of time and allows me to spend more time being successful with my actual work and less time messing around with clunky tools such as spreadsheets and so forth. Now, if you have any repeatable processes or back office kind of things you have going on, the best thing to use is project templates. So we create this project once, we can repurpose it, clone it as many times as we wish every time we need to do that same project. For example, we can even automate that process using Lightning Process Builder. Just imagine the exact second a sales rep close wins a deal, I've got a project waiting for my onboarding team to work with. Saves a ton of time, keeps our customers happy. We also have TaskRay Lightning components, which are elements of TaskRay that you can place anywhere throughout the Salesforce platform. For example, we can put Lightning components anywhere on accounts, other objects, campaigns, opportunities, and so forth. Even on the home page, here I can see a list of my projects. I'm 25% of the way of completing my Death Star. I can also complete my tasks here without even going into TaskRay. Look at that, we've got some confetti. Last thing I want to show here is all the data in TaskRay is reportable. So this is where the power of all the data you have in TaskRay comes to fruition. This allows you to make really valuable insights and really focus your efforts on projects that will ultimately drive results. May the force be with you.
Oh, nice job, Darren, coming in just underneath the wire.
Thank you.
Man, you showed so much stuff. I'm literally drooling at the mouth. I mean, just the fact that you're already in Lightning, you were able to show the Kanban. Anyone who's ever worked on a project with me knows that I am definitely a fan of Kanban. There's something about the ability to manage projects and tasks just by simply moving it across to another column, simply just like crossing it off from a list. So I love the Kanban style, but the way that you've integrated the product with Process Builder, you obviously it's natively reportable via dashboards, and overall it's all there for you with inside of Salesforce. You never have to leave a tool. My favorite part of this is like the Gantt chart. I was never a fan of Gantt charts until I really started working with a lot of bigger SIs, and now that you have the Gantt chart, which is a direct, transparent representation of your Kanban board, it keeps everything in sync, and I no longer have to end up updating my Gantt chart separately than my task list. So great job.
Thank you.
Amanda, what questions do we have?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. I love the confetti. I got excited. Okay, the question is, do you find that teams will utilize TaskRay regardless of how they manage their teams, whether it's Agile or Scrum or anything like that?
Of course, yeah, TaskRay is very configurable, and we see all sorts of customers using TaskRay for all sorts of projects, from developing user stories with software development, from construction type projects, marketing type projects. So you can really configure and tailor TaskRay to your own needs, just like you can configure Salesforce itself for a variety of different businesses and things you need to do. Hopefully that helps answer the question a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right. So the time has come. We are now going to switch over to voting. So in just a moment or so, you should see a quick poll that is on your screen. Select the demo that was your favorite. And in a couple minutes, Jeff and I will reveal the winner.
So Joshua, I was attending a virtual, I was attending a Salesforce user group meeting today for Southern Indiana. It's our friend Eric Dreschfield down there in Southern Indiana. And today I was demoing Live Message. So you know what, I'm going to take my opportunity here to tell the masses who watched the App Demo Jam a little bit about Live Message, because man, this is a firecracker product that Salesforce has. It is, well, it was an app that came from the AppExchange. So Salesforce liked it so much they bought the company, as some people did in the past. And what it allows you to do is create conversational messages with your customers, integrating this into your website. There's all kinds of other different ways that you can get into it. But right in their phone now, it's going to be just by texting in. You've got 1-800. 1-800, I was going to do an ad here, but I'm not going to do an ad for anybody, but 1-800 call Josh, let's say. And call Josh would be a text-enabled number that you can get help from him, or type case to 1-800 call Josh. And it would actually use Process Builder to build out a case for him. And then integrating this into Facebook Messenger allows you to turn on support and help directly within Facebook for all your customers. It is some powerful stuff. And then coming next year, there's going to be support for Line, which is an app on Android. There's going to be Apple Business Chat coming up, which is a product that Apple just announced at the WWDC conference. All this stuff is going to be integrated to Salesforce, and it is really, really cool. Have you seen any of that yet, Joshua?
I haven't, but it's definitely the trends. The fact that Salesforce is taking on this messaging trend that's going on in the industry. You know, myself as a consumer, it's very important for me to be able to have different tools and technology to communicate as a consumer with the different businesses as well. And so when I can open an app and when I can when I'm directly able to communicate with customer service staff or the sales staff exactly what I want at that point in time, it just makes me sticky. And you know, I'm going to continue to buy from that customer. I'm going to continue to support and be loyal to that brand because they offer all of those features directly in there. So I love the fact that you're getting the experience of demoing Live Messenger, because I definitely am waiting for my next project for Live Messenger for sure.
You know what you can do, Joshua, is I'm going to be talking about the same thing at Down Under Dreaming next month in Australia. You can stop by my session and you can hear more about it. So I'm going to be doing demos there. We're going to be live texting in from Australian phone numbers. We're going to be doing it for Facebook Messenger. Very cool product, and another example of how the AppExchange is changing the economy. I mean, Salesforce bought this company out because they did something unique that Salesforce realized they needed in their portfolio.
That's right, Jeff. I actually get to see you in Sydney too, so I'll definitely be there.
It's awesome. Joshua and I will have done demo jams on at least 3 continents this year together. We did London's Calling, which I'm actually wearing a London's Calling t-shirt today. We've done them here in the U.S. at New York City World Tours and other places like that. We're going to be doing it in Sydney, Australia next month. So pretty fun stuff. And we only wish that Amanda was coming with us, and we wish everybody else was too. But I think we are ready for our announcement. I'm going to do a little bit of a drum roll here to prep everybody up. Today's winner is OwnBackup. Congratulations, OwnBackup. Fantastic job. It was a very close call, but OwnBackup, you guys pulled it through, and great job today. Do you guys have anything you want to say to the masses?
Well, thanks a lot, guys. We really appreciate the votes, and glad the audience enjoyed the demo, and hope that the message resonated. I mean, it's really, I think our challenge has always been a big education problem and just raising awareness, and Salesforce has been a great partner for us in doing that. And yeah, we just hope more people decide to protect their data and choose us as a partner to do that.
Yeah, well, congratulations. You guys did a great job today. You got it in under the wire. We're all cheering for you. We're all cheering for everybody in today's demo jam. Miss Amanda, why don't you close it out for us before we say goodbye? Amanda.
Thank you all for joining today, and congratulations again to OwnBackup. All right, so we have more demo jams coming up. Midwest Dreamin' is August 10 and 11. We also have our next webinar August 17 for sales and service apps, and new apps on September 21. So join us again. We look forward to seeing you, and thank you so much. We will have this recording on our YouTube channel on AppExchange very shortly. Have a great day, and thank you.
Bye, guys.